have been chosen to govern a land of great peril and promise. It has suffered long from the scourge of banditry, but there is another threat, an illegitimate baron who claims the northern territories as his own. Will you prove yourself worthy of this honor, or will you perish by the traitor's steel?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So we finally got new gameplay, a brand new snazzy trailer, and a official release date for Manor Lords. It is, of course, the 26th of April 2024. Unfortunately, not the 2023 release that we were all hoping for, but still not that much longer to wait, about 6 months. The game is going to be entering early access, releasing on GOG, Steam, and of course Gamepass, which is actually very exciting that it's coming to Gamepass. That's going to give a lot of people the opportunity to play the game, kind of dip their toes in the water and see if this is a game for them. On top of that, we also have a console release kind of confirmed. They have not given an official release date, so of course it's not going to be releasing when it does on PC. However, it's still a very, very cool announcement that there's going to be, you know, later on down the line, the game will be coming to console, which is really cool because I think this game would sell really well on console and be very, very popular for the actual genre itself. We also got this a brand new snazzy trailer, which looks really cool and actually showed off some brand new mechanics, gameplay, and a little bit more in depth. We got a lot of the actual battle side of things, I guess, in this trailer, which makes sense when you are doing a, you know, an early access trailer. You're trying to hype people up for the game itself, showing, you know, putting down buildings isn't really the most exhilarating thing compared to, say, the larger scale battles that kind of that draws people in a little bit more. And obviously it's a very unique take on things. There's very, very few games that actually attempt to do what Manor Lords is doing. You know, they're bringing that city building aspect, and that's the main focus of the game, but they're adding in warfare, they're adding in raiding, they're adding in these fairly large scale battles. On the trailer, there were like tons of units. I was actually relatively surprised about how many units you actually are able to bring to bear in the game. I was really expecting you just to be, you know, like having maybe 4 or 5 units at max, but some of the larger scale battles, at least in the trailer, were showing 10, 15 plus units, which is really cool. If you could have these large scale armies, that's going to be a lot of awesome kind of combats, having these big raids, you know, harassing villages and having more of that larger scale battle side of things, kind of building that industry. It's just really exciting because that's what games like Caesar 3 back in the day was just so goddamn cool, you know, because you had that combat aspect to it, and it wasn't just a city builder. You also are seeing like custom animations in the battle, cool flag bearers. There's a retinue system in the game as well, which we got a little glimpse of. There's mechanics of being able to fall back from combat, a fighting retreat. And honestly, like, I wouldn't be surprised if this was one of the main reasons why the game has been delayed out of 2023, is they're really trying to focus on enhancing the actual combat side of things, because it does look like it's come a long way from the earlier designs in the game. Back in the demo version that we got to play, I think last year or maybe earlier this year, God, time absolutely flies, there was of course no combat actually in the demo itself. So again, I think a lot of work has been put into it, because it does elevate it. It goes ahead and grasps you. Again, like I mentioned earlier, games like Caesar 3 was so awesome for this. We also had games like Stronghold as well. You think of that more of like an RTS, and I guess this game is more of the opposite. It's more of a focus on the city building rather than the combat side, whereas a game like Stronghold is more focused on the like kind of the reverse of that. It's more about the combat rather than the city building. But I think, yeah, this game just has so much potential. And again, like, the game, this is probably one of the most, if not the most hyped up strategy game that we've had in many a year. Really has been, and that's, you know, heavily down to the amazing concept and the hard work of the dev team. Again, this was originally made by one guy, and then I believe that they've been picked up by Hooded Horse. Well, they have been picked up by Hooded Horse, which is a cool publisher, and then on top of that, they've, you know, been able to get access to more funds and then kind of, I guess, expand the scope of the project because of that, hire more people in on the team. It's still a very, very small team, but a very exciting one at that. Also have a Twitter post as well from the official Manor Lords, and this is kind of going into a bit more detail why they aren't hitting that 2023 release date. They say, I owe you all an apology, but I will do it with without a colored background. I wanted to hit the 2023 date, but I failed. We pushed it to the 26th of April 2024. I'm sorry, it was a tough decision, but the game needs more time, more bug fixes, and polish, which again, nobody ever will say that's a bad thing. You know, people might be disappointed, they might have been looking forward to playing it in 2023, but I don't think a single person is upset. If a game needs more time, it needs more time. They also mentioned the game will be coming to Game Pass as well as later on consoles, so that's another confirmation right there, and they just appreciate all the support that they've been getting, and yeah, you know, people, as I said, people do not mind about the delay at all. I think people would much rather a proper fleshed out game rather than kind of a mess. And I think it's almost, you know, Total War could take a leaf out of this book and start delaying their games when they're just simply not ready. A few things as well to take a little look at is we do also get our first glimpse at the development tree. This is like the tech tree for your settlements. Again, this was something that was lacking, I believe, from the demo itself, and I am a sucker. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I am definitely a full-on sucker when it comes to tech trees, especially tech trees like this. I love them, and we get a nice little glimpse of exactly how we're going to be going. It looks like we've kind of got like the agriculture, we've got more of the farming in the north and improving machinery. On the right hand side, it's more about trade and commerce, and in the south, it's more about heavy industry and armor. You're going to be able to, of course, to expand these out. It also does seem like these are going to be maybe village dependent, which is going to be a really interesting way of going about it. If you look in the top of your screen, there is a city name, a village name, and you can cycle through them. So I really wonder if these cities are going to they're going to be separate. Like maybe some towns are going to be really good at trade, other towns are going to be really good at agriculture, and that's all going to blend into just one big village. Or maybe it's not. Maybe like they are just all tied into one, or maybe they get more bonuses or other kind of assistance. You're also going to be unlocking new buildings here. For example, the one we're looking at right now, the foreign supplies, we're going to be able to get the firewood cart as well as a food cart. So it's going to go ahead and be able to implement improve your marketplaces and go ahead there. Next slide over, we also have the policy screen as well. We get a nice little glimpse at this one. This is the tithe policy, and it's in the tier 1. So again, you're going to probably have to level these up and improve them, and they're going to give you some pretty good bonuses. You're also going to be tied to probably how many policies you can actually do. So picking and choosing for the right scenario is going to be pretty important. Right here, this is a glimpse of giving back 10% of the surplus of food to the church, and that will convert it into influence. Influence from the demo, at least, was used to basically purchase more land, expand your cities out, and I imagine there's going to be a whole wealth of other, I guess, political things you're going to need to utilize this influence for. So being able to get more of it might be a pretty good idea. I'm also really liking as well that, you know, the church is going to hopefully play a pretty big role. I believe Manor Lords is now based off of Franconian architecture, and kind of that's when it's set. So having a big church influence could be a really cool separate mechanic. Maybe having it in Rome, or, you know, whatever, could be a really kind of cool you know, kind of system to be implemented in the game itself. Next up, we also get a nice little glimpse at the retinue system. So these are, from what I can gather, individual soldiers. I'm not sure if these are like individual soldiers that then lead the bigger battalions actually on the battlefield. I think that could be kind of a cool system in a way of like, yeah, we have good old Erhardt right here, and he leads the heavy infantry, and kind of he gives bonuses to them, but he might die. I mean, you might lose that, and you need someone else to step up. If we take a look at it, we have the, you know, it's a Slavic knight, and it says 5 out of 12. Again, these are individual people because we have a name for him right here. Again, he could be like the leader of the infantry militia or whatever. But for all intents and purposes, this is a single guy. You can customize his body armor, his weaponry, his helmets, shields, accessories, and also there's a pretty cool paint job right there as well. You can choose from 3 different colors. And also over on the left-hand side, we also have a level up screen. There are expertise, and he'll level up, and you'll basically be able to improve it. You can also see as well that he has armor upgrades, which gives him +9 armor, I assume that is. Go ahead and keep him alive a little bit more. Maybe you have like a good smithy, and that gives you enhanced armor, which again will allow your retinue to stay alive that little bit longer. You can also see as well that he just makes his own beer. I guess that's his hobby right there. He's out there crafting his home brew, and also the defeated foes, so you can see if he does take down other people in combat. I guess that will appear right there. And then yeah, just the sheer scale of the battle looks really impressive. Like right here, I'm counting a ton of units, right? You got like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, because you can probably tell by all the flags. So yeah, 2 4 6 8 12. There's like at least 12 12 units on the battlefield right here, which is pretty impressive when it comes to on either side. Like, that's not bad whatsoever. And again, something we'll hopefully see again. You get a little glimpse of the UI as well. Yeah, right here we get to take a look at it, and you can see right there, well, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 15 units on the battlefield, and it looks like there could be space for way more as well. So the sheer scale of this is really exciting. And something as well that I actually hope is that we also get a glimpse at maybe like good modding tools for the game. Like, if this game comes out of good modding tools and people can really start to craft their own style, enhance for battles, that's going to be absolutely epic. And I hope performance is there again. One of the big scary things I think for a game like this is simply having the performance. City Skylines has just come out, and the performance in that is hampering the game massively, whereas Paradox Studios can definitely take that. Again, an indie studio like this is going to struggle for sure, so hopefully they nail the performance on PCs. And personally, I just cannot wait. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the official release date coming out. Are you excited? Are you disappointed because it's going to be another 6 months to have to wait till you get your hands on the game? Do let me know. Obviously, subscribe if you are looking forward to more Manor Lord content. I'll be sure to go ahead and let you guys know whenever there's more information, any more gameplay trailers. I'll probably do some like info drops like we did in this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.